What is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up an Amazon product listing from start to finish. In my other videos, I showed you how to find good keywords to put inside of your listing. But in this video, I'm actually going to go into my Amazon account and create a product listing from start to finish. I'm going to show you where I put all of my keywords, how I arrange them, and break everything down when you're creating your first product listing. But before we get into it, like I always say, if you could smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel, and drop a comment down below for a chance to win my Amazon FBA course or a $100 prize. I pick a random winner from the comment section and I announce it at the end of every month. So keep an eye out for that, but let's get into my computer right now and create a product listing. Let's go. All right, so here we are. We're going to be using a cheese board for an example. I use that for all of my demonstrations and my videos. I like cheese, so what can I say? So we'll pretend that we want to sell a cheese board on Amazon. So we're going to create a listing from start to finish on the cheese board. So the first thing you want to make sure is you're doing your product research on the main keyword with high search volume. So I'll show you how to figure that out in a second. So I typed in cheese board. That's probably the main keyword, but we won't know until we actually see the data on it. So I come down here and you can see all of these are sponsored ads, so they're paying for this placement. So the first organic ranked product for cheese board would be this one right here. Actually, let's go up here and run Helium 10 X-ray first. I'll be using Helium 10 a lot in this video, all their different tools. So if you want to check it out, I have a discount code down below. So I'm going to hit X-ray and you can see that listing right here. They're doing over $300,000 a month. They're the first ranked product organically on Amazon for the keyword cheese board. And that cheese board keyword has over 50,000 monthly searches. So that is the most relative keyword with the highest search volume for this product. But let's actually go down here and click on that main competitor right here. So I'm going to click on that listing. And we're going to just kind of investigate how they did their listing, look at their title, their bullet points, their description down here, and I'll show you a cool little trick that you could do. So first off, that main keyword is the first keyword in their title. So that's pretty important. It has good search volume, and I'm guessing this one right here, charcuterie platter, is another good keyword, but we will find that out when I run it in Cerebro in a second. So you can see they put their brand first, which is what I do on my product. So it looks like the product is an actual brand rather than a generic product. You don't have to put your brand there, but I do in my products. And then you can see their title is pretty simple. There's not many keywords stuffed into the title. And then a lot of the other keywords are all throughout here. And then this product is brand registered. So you can see their sponsored or their A+ content down here. And then they have all of those keywords throughout all of this part. If you don't have your brand registered, your listing will look a little different and you will put all of your keywords in this section of the listing. I'll show you that later. So that's what I like to do. I like to look at my top competitor who's first organically ranked to see what they are doing, because obviously if they are doing something good and they're getting that amount of sales, you kind of want to replicate what they are doing. You want to make sure your pictures are as good or even better than theirs. So I will look at that, and then the next thing I do is I will import it into Helium 10 Scribbles. So there's two ways of doing everything pretty much. So you could click right here and then we'll pull it up in Helium 10 Scribbles. It's basically importing all the data from their listing into Helium 10 Scribbles right here, so we could see what everything looks like inside of here. But we want to find the main keywords that this competitor is ranking for. So I'll leave that here, and what I'll do is I will go back to Amazon. I'm going to come up here, run Helium 10 X-ray. Let me pull it up, and then I am going to click on the little checkbox right here, and we are going to run this product inside of Cerebro, which is going to show us all of the keywords that this competitor is ranking for, and that's how we're going to generate our main keyword list that we're going to target in our listing and for advertising. So I'm going to do that little checkbox right here, and then I'm going to go right here to run in Cerebro, and it's going to pull it up right here. Now, the first thing that you see is, let it load. Okay, so there's over 8,000 keywords, and a lot of these aren't even relative keywords. So like I showed you in my other videos, I go right here. I do a minimum search volume of 1,000. I leave the max at unlimited, and then I go right here to organic rank. I put 1, and then I'll go up to like 20 or 25. There's no exact number. You just want to find all of the main keywords that this main seller is ranked for, because they're the top ranked product. So I'm going to do that, and then all I'm going to do is go right here to apply. And now we went from 8,900 keywords down to 72. So that's a really quick way to limit your keywords and get rid of all the bad keywords and find the good ones. So now when we come down here, we could see all of these keywords are related to that product. Housewarming presents, a lot of people buy these for housewarming gifts. So all of these keywords are great keywords that we're going to want to target in our listing. This main seller that's doing over $300,000 a month is ranked first for a lot of these keywords. So we want to compete and do as good as them because they're doing very well. We don't want to reinvent the wheel when the wheel is right here. So you can see like even this one right here, like tabla de quesos, I think that means cheese plate in Spanish. This would be a keyword that you will put in your back-end keyword section, even though you don't want it in your title because it might look a little funny in Spanish in the US. But you would put this keyword in your back-end section. So when you run Amazon PPC on that keyword, it's going to be able to index for that keyword. So I'll get into more of that later when we actually create the listing. But now that we have our main keyword list, what you want to do is go right here and hit the phrase, hit the checkbox. And now we're going to do add keywords to my list. This is going to be your keyword list that you're going to use to create your listing to make sure you have all of these keywords in your listing. So I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to do create new folder and I will do cheese board and hit save. And now it's saved right there. So we're going to come right here back to Scribbles like I had before. I'm going to go to listing optimization, click on here, Scribbles, and then we will have it right here. So it got rid of that listing that I imported, but you could always go back and import it again. Okay, so now we're going to upload the keywords from my list, which was right here. It's going to pull them all up right here, and then we're going to hit apply. So now all of those keywords are right here. So whenever you use them in your title, it's going to check them off and tell you how many times you've used that keyword. Now you don't have to duplicate these keywords. You could always put one in your title and one in your back end. But let me get into it right now. So we want to replicate what this person was doing. So again, their first main keyword was cheese board. So we're going to want to have that as your first keyword in your title. So what you do is your brand, we'll just say our brand is cheesy, and then you will do cheese board. You could just click on it right here. So now when you use that keyword, it's going to cross it off and say that you've used that keyword one time. If I type it in again, you will see it'll say 2. So every time you use it, it's going to mark it right here. So if you have duplicates, you could get rid of them and put them somewhere else in the listing. But that is a basic rule that it uses on Scribbles. Another thing I want to tell you is a lot of the keywords that you don't use in your title or your bullet points or your description, you would want to put those keywords over here in the subject matter because people don't see those on Amazon. Those are in your back end. So whenever you hear back end keywords, it's going to be in your subject matter and then also in your search terms. So like that Spanish keyword that I found, tabla de cheese or whatever it was, queso, you would put that right here in your search terms, and then people won't see that when they're on Amazon. If someone types that in on Amazon, you will be indexed because you have that keyword down here in the search terms area. So you can rank and get indexed for any keywords in this whole section. So that's why it's very important to find your good keywords like we did in Cerebro, and then you're going to want to import them into the listing. So I'm not going to spend like an hour trying to create the perfect listing. We're just going to do a rough draft. So I did cheesy cheese board. And we will do, let's see. So I always like to look at that other competitor. We're not going to sell a knife set, so I'll leave that out. And then the next main keyword would be this one right here, charcuterie platter for wine. I think it had like 70,000 monthly searches. Let me go back here and run it. Yeah, so that charcuterie boards has over 78,000 monthly searches. So that's why they have it in their title. It's very important because there's a lot of search volume on that keyword. So we want to make sure that that's in our listing too. Again, we're kind of replicating this one. So I'm going to go back to Scribbles and I will do charcuterie board for cheese, wine, and meat. So even though it has this right here, meat and cheese tray or meat and cheese board, as long as the keywords are in there, it doesn't matter how they're arranged. If someone types in wine board for cheese, it'll pop up because you have wine and cheese in here and board. So you don't have to put them in order. So we are just putting everything in here, and then what we don't fit in the title, we will put down here in the bullet points. So again, we could import this listing. Let me go back here and import it into Scribbles listing optimizer. I can't even say it. All right. And then I'm going to add my keywords from the list again because now they're gone. Apply. So now we could see that this competitor who's ranked number 1, they've used cheese board over 15 times throughout their listing. So some people say you don't have to duplicate them, but I've heard from other people, including Helium 10 and Amazon, that if you have your keyword in the title and then also in the back end or the subject matter, you can rank better for that keyword. Again, it's just like a little rumor out there. So I don't know exactly how that works. But you can see this competitor who's ranked number 1 has it 15 times throughout their listing. So you can duplicate keywords, you don't have to. Who knows how it actually works and how the algorithm actually works for these keywords. But it's cool to see what that top competitor is ranked for and how many times they use these keywords throughout the listing and how they use them. So we're going to cheat the system and just go off of this one, so we don't have to type all of this stuff out because that would take forever. So we would put our brand name here. Cheesy cheese board and knife set. Again, we're not selling a knife set. I don't know if I would put the size here. I don't know if that matters. So they did, but I'm not going to do that. I could do wood. If it's bamboo, I would do bamboo. Charcuterie platter for wine, cheese, and meat. And we could add more keywords because we could do up to 200 characters. Again, you don't want to stuff all your keywords in the one section. Whatever keywords you don't use in your title, you put them all over here in your subject matter, your bullet points, and your description. And then the Spanish or misspelled keywords you're going to put in here. So what I'll do is I'll go back into here and let's see if I can find that Spanish keyword. Here it is. So tabla de quesos. That would be a keyword I would put in my search term area so customers can't see that. But if they type it in on Amazon, I'll show up. But you can see basically we copied that person's listing. Obviously, I would come in here and rearrange the keywords, but I don't want to spend an hour doing this listing. But you get the point. You can see they have all of these keywords like charcuterie boards, platter, and then when they use them in the listing, you can see they're crossed off over here, and that means they've used them. If you want all of these other keywords to be in your listing, so what you would do is go down here to copy unused, and then you could just stuff them right here. So I could do paste, and now all of those keywords that we had from our list are right here. If we go down here, we could do copy unused, and then we could just shove those back into our search term area. So now we've used all of these keywords. Again, I'm going pretty quick because I don't want this to be a very long video. But I would go in here and I'd rearrange all of these keywords, make it more of my own rather than copying this person's word for word. But they do have the keywords in there, so you want to make sure that your keywords are in there as well. They duplicated a lot of them many times, so you kind of want to look at that and see maybe that helped them rank. And now that we have all this information here, we're going to go into our Seller Central account. We're going to copy and paste. Another thing I didn't mention is a lot of people use emojis, so you could do that right here and just pick the emoji, put it in your listing, and then you'll copy and paste it. So we did that there. Okay, so now all we have to do is go to our listing and copy and paste. So right here you can see copy, and then I'm going to go to my Amazon Seller Central account. I'm going to go to add products, and then I'm going to go right here and I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon because we're doing private label. Nobody is selling our product. So we're going to do right here. I'm going to do cheese board. Okay, cutting board, kitchen, cheese servers. Also, what I like to do is look at that person and see what they are in. So they're in kitchen and dining. Let me go down here. Let me click on it. So they're in kitchen and dining, and they're in number 1 in cheese servers. So I want to go back here to Amazon, kitchen and dining, and they are in cheese servers. So I'll look for that, cheese servers. Okay, kitchen, flatware serving, cheese servers. So I'm going to select that category, and then we are going to go right here. This is where you'd put your product ID. Obviously, I'm not going to use one of my UPCs because it'll give me issues. So what we would do is put our UPC code right here. We would select UPC. I get my UPC codes from GS1, but I have another video on that. Okay, so I actually had to pull up one of my listings because I couldn't get to the actual fields from that listing that I created. So right where it says product name, that's where you're going to copy and paste that product title from Scribbles. So you'd go right here, you'd hit copy, and then you're going to go back to your Seller Central account and you're going to paste it right here. And then all of the other keyword sections will be over here where it says keywords. This is going to be where your search terms go. So in Scribbles, you would go here, and then you're going to go to search terms. You're going to hit copy, and then you're going to go back to your Seller Central account and paste that search term criteria right here. And everything else is pretty straightforward. And that is basically how you create a listing from start to finish and finding the keywords, putting them all in here. Obviously, I didn't spend a lot of time creating the listing and I just copy and pasted a competitor's listing in here. But you get the point. You would want to rearrange all of this stuff so you're not copying them word for word. Again, you want to make sure you're using those keywords because they are ranked for those keywords. So you want to do what they are doing because they are doing very well. You don't want to just make random keywords in there and make it your own because chances are you will probably not do as well as this top seller. All right, that is it for this video. If you need any help with your own Amazon FBA business, check out the links down below. I also have discount codes for Helium 10 down below, and everything is right down below. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to get out of here, but I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.